Okay, let's go to the pub then. An embossed plaque under the hastily painted sign reveals this miner's pub to have once been the Empress's Lustrum guest house. Its once fine mahogany tables and chairs are now little but sawdust on the floor, and a lingering smell in the fireplace. Irritable miners jockey for space by insufficient fireplaces. They pay for the overpriced drinks with their dwindling coins of lowest quality hours. A few fortunates bear the mark of minor success, the baby soft hands that come from regularly handling unseasoned hours. Buy a round of drinks, that would be a good thing to do. Approach the figure in the corner. Speak with a weary prospector. Prospectors are not trusting people. Every new arrival is more competition, but while the drinks last, you're welcome to sit at their table. And the figure, it sits wrapped in a dusty, disintegrating shroud, nursing a flagon that never goes to where its lips presumably are. That guy is looking for secrecy, so perhaps I just talk to him first, and then buy a round to everyone. The cloaked figure beckons to you. Valuables for sales? It wheezes. That's not a human face. Its voice throaty and high-pitched. Well, that's not what I tried to imitate. Exchange for buried time, yes, please. It offers unusual relics in exchange, or a few rusted coins that would barely buy transport to anywhere else. Exchange hours for artifacts. Unlocked when you do not have traded with him. Mr. Pennies pushes a selection of trinkets across his table. A dried chorister bee's wing, a watchful curio, nothing special. These little offerings have some promise, though. Since there's something that likely would trigger if we do that, I kinda want to do that just to trigger and see what happens. Let's first talk to him. The miners try to ignore it, but it must have some reason to bother setting up its stall here. Everything ends, the figure wheezes, even low. For everything a reckoning. Need help, need hours. Postpone reckoning. Shadows with thistle ropes and broken wings, waiting on riverbank to catch final breath. Everything dies, must outlast. We trade, yes. Trade hours. We trade hours now, yes. Good quality merchandise. Okay. Back to the pub, to him. And we do that. You provide a fragment of hours for sale, a few seconds at most. Penny snatches them up with the blackened and leathery appendage that reaches out of its shroud. Mr. Pennies shakes as it sniffs at the little cigar box and the sprinkling of calcified time within. Yes, it whines. Will do, will suffice. Nothing new. Okay. I guess we just bought artifacts then. Buy a round for the miners. An elderly prospector and a hulking, scarred miner move aside to give you just enough space to squeeze in. Everyone seems to be talking shop. Most importantly, everyone at this table appears to have had at least some luck out there. Listen to gossip about geodes, the mountain mining, or recent troubles. Let's first... Yeah, having some idea about the environment could be valuable. Knowing what is currently happening could also be. I guess for context, I want to start with that. Those newcomers reckon they've got it made, digging in the mud. Don't realize the geodes is cold, do they? hardens the muck. If you're not breaking your back, you're not doing it right. Serves them right for thinking a claim just out of town's going to pay out. Huh? That's it? Okay. Let's just hear everything. About geodes. One prospector tells of finding a geode in the shape of a lion, apparently a mark of great fortune. Another talks of chipping away in silence so as not to startle the hours in sight. Another mentions how cold the geodes are. As difficult as it is to work, a layer of thick ice underneath the snow is considered a sign of a good claim. I've noticed we could buy a claim, so am I supposed to memorize all that information? Find a geode in the shape of lion. Do not make noise. It should be cold, and there should be a thick ice layer underneath the snow. They all agree that the mining day must begin with a libation, a cup of moonshine poured to the mountain's good graces. If it rumbles, it is said the offering is accepted. If purple wisps appear over their claim afterwards, its prospector is blessed indeed. Huh. Mining. Look for the trees, a drunk prospector warns you. Not too tall, the young ones. The hours keep them young. Lots of trees, no good. Just enough trees and scrub to break the ice, that's the sign of a proper vein. Trees not too numerous, not too tall, looking young. I could note all of that down, but that would be less fun. It's them windward bastards, ain't it? Didn't mind them sending round their knees. Honest competition. Lads enjoyed the distraction. But did you see the state of that Portiful lad? We know of him. The miners' huddle. That weren't windward. That's them night hunters they talk of. Tearing folks up with their claws and teeth and eating them whole. All you see is a black rush before your eyes, and then snap. What? Speak with a prospector to get a claim. This will purchase you a claim that cannot best be described as adequate. You may have better or worse luck seeking out on your own. Okay. So do I just seek a claim? Using the information I have? Perhaps before that we should... restock, because supplies might be used in the process. Claim fields. Oh, there's another place. The mountain slopes are veined with the unmined hours the enduring Empress hungers for. They are dug from the stone as geodes, minutes growing within them like salt. Most geodes are the size of a walnut, but legend says old Tom, one of the first prospectors, excavated a whole century, the size of a whale. The mother of mountains stretches on almost forever, from its snowy peak down through seemingly endless strata of lethal nebular gas. The mother of mountains stretches on almost forever, from its snowy peak down through seemingly endless strata of lethal nebular gas. On the far side of its cliff, the Windward Company's machines strip the rocky flesh from the mountain and cast its ore into the perpetual fire of their furnaces. Prospectors from Lustrum have to do everything the hard way, chipping away at their frozen hard-won claims in search of precious hours. We can search for a claim. We could do that in town, and we've been told it's no good. So going there is better, right? Is it? Are we far away from town here? I am not sure where I am. The mountain slopes. And that's just... seek a claim of your own. For safety reasons, all claimants must hire our harker to escort them on the mountain. The our harkers all agree on the importance of this. Yeah, oh shit. Oh, I could go on my own. Is that it? don't know what the difference between the two options is. Is it just that I'm going and I have a guide with me? Or is it that I'm going near Lustrum here and in the mountains there? I think I will hire a guide. Okay. Stay close, friend, warns our Harker. He grins. Or not. You've paid already. He lights a vapor lamp, glowing purple like the gases of the nearby nebula. It occasionally sparks with little flecks of green. Soon enough, the lamp is the only light. As you move out to the treacherous, mostly unclaimed edges of the mountain, occasionally he stops to sniff or to drag a foot through the snow and mud in what looks like a line. Finally, he seems satisfied. He shoots you a mostly toothless grin as he lights a cigarette. Reckon this has your name all over it. What do you think? The mud is hard here, covered with soft snow. A few young trees flourish in hospitable conditions, but not many, which is good. Only one other mining group seems to have staked a claim here. The Harker warns that it would be most impolite to ask about their success. What do you mean? I'm not sure this will go through. The mud is hard. The quality of a claim gives you a 60% chance of success. I don't get it. What's the reward actually if I do that? Do I just get hours? Which I don't have space in my hold for? What am I even doing? I saw buying a claim, and so I just thought I would be buying a property, but am I mining too? I am so lost. Whatever. That's a failure. You plant your flag only to hear, "Hey, what's your game? Claim jumper." It's a bloody claim jumper. You turn to see an angry prospector in your face and a rapidly disappearing Harker quite some distance from it, still with your money in his pocket. Now that you look more carefully, there is indeed another flag sticking in this land. It's white and covered with snow, but definitely there. Pay him off. Accidents happen. Nobody asks questions when people go missing. We do have high iron. Politely withdraw. It's clearly his claim. This could end up extremely badly. But I think we have the appropriate stats to succeed. Any check there? Iron. Veils. Pay him off. The other guy has taken my coin. Just 10, right? Not the 100. Well, that's fine. We don't even know what we'll get if we do that. It's just withdraw. But perhaps then he will try to pursue us. That is quite tempting. Accidents do happen. The paths are known to be treacherous. The canyons are deep enough that nobody will ever find the previous owner of this claim. His head cracked with a pickaxe handle and his body already covered by a thin layer of snow. With a quick flag exchange, this claim is more or less legally yours. Visit the claim fields to begin mining. Okay, so now I have a claim. Visit your claim. It is marked off by frayed ropes wrapped around tent pegs. Your claim was expensive, but any hours below the surface are yours. Of course, your crew will handle the actual mining work. Assign a crew member to work on your claim. Assign 5 crew to work on your claim. Oh, I leave them there, they work, and then when I come back, I can get them and hours back. Huh. Except If I lose crew, I could have bad evens on the way back. And I don't care that much about the hours. Let's assign one. It's not exactly a plum assignment, but the volunteer is soon volunteered to join the mining operations. She disembarks, ready to get started. We can go back to 10, that's no big deal. The quartermaster hands out pickaxes and food rations. The crew begins digging. Since you don't have access to furnaces large or powerful enough to get the most out of the mountain's larger geodes, they will focus on filling barrels with unseasoned hours. You can sell these at other ports. It will be some time before they have dug out enough. You should return later. Ah, I clicked the same button expecting the same outcome, but perhaps... yeah, it was not the right button. Back-breaking labor, frozen drops of sweat on every forehead. Between gasps, a few lines of an unfamiliar working sound. Working dawn till dusk, our pickaxes are blunt, for not a penny more, because our captain is a splendid boss. Yep. That's how the song goes. I don't think I'll do that. Was there not something in the bar about the mountains singing? The pub. No. The figure in the corner. No. Whatever. Okay, guess we've done all that we could do here. So I guess we are going back. Although we will scout on the way. In the vents. A quiet moment, except for the sound of singing issuing from a vent. Who told you so, dilly dilly? Who told you so? It was my heart, dilly dilly, that told me so. You search your vessel until you find a stout engineer lying on his stomach, crooning into a vent. There's movement inside. A many-legged thing withdraws from sight. A creature from the curator's egg. Please, Captain, just let her be. Dilly ain't hurting nobody. You can't have an unknown thing loose on your locomotive. Persuade him to give the creature up. Trick him into giving it up. Order them to give it up. Well, you're a good manipulator. You figging curiosity. You only want to get a good look at the creature. Your engineer clearly adores it, but you simply can't see the appeal. He decides to show you and begins humming gently. Slowly a pair of long limbs emerge. A face becomes visible. A set of big wet eyes peer from under a snout bristling with opalescent hair. The engineer keeps humming, and the creature inches its way out. Finally, it nestles in his arms, its many-jointed legs wrapped around him so tightly it's hard to determine who is cradling who. I call her Dilly. He beams proudly. Okay. The stout engineer looks nervous. Both he and the creature gaze at you anxiously. Promise you won't hurt her. Not my poor Dilly. You could spare or jettison it. Obviously, it would be much safer to jettison it. However, it's not as fun. And I'm curious. And if the engineer gets killed by the poor thing, that... who cares? Who cares? We will spare Dilly. It has become important to your engineer. Perhaps there is something good in it. I doubt it. I spare it anyway. Chaos. In the name of chaos. Your engineer breathes a sigh of relief and thanks you repeatedly. He pats what is probably the creature's head and places it on the floor. It shuffles around, probing the corners before squeezing itself back into the vent. To fit in, its heavily articulated legs have to telescope in on themselves. Never got used to that bit, mind. Even the engineer looks discomforted by the sight. Its heavily articulated legs have to telescope in on themselves. Okay. You're barely out the door before the engineer is serenading the vent once again. Is it charming him in some way? This is not the last you will hear of Dilly. Great. That was a cantankerous, I think. That definitely is one. Hey, don't ignore me! Don't ignore me! Yeah. That's what you get. Lose terror, get an uncanny specimen. We'll just lose terror. You gently shunt the larger pieces away. The crew are heartened to be doing something for the general good. Yeah, I'm sure so many people will pass through this area. I'm gonna hit the horror next, which is why I prioritized terror reduction. That's a scribe spinster. I will, however, scout around before going back. Okay. There are no several ways to there. That's fine. Sigils scroll on the ancient ruins like marching ants. All ruins are locked in the ice, their staircases leading nowhere. I had a friend climb one of them stairs, an engineer claims. Didn't come down again though. Oh. Okay. Again, a thing with sigils. And there were sigils engraved on the previous captain of the Orpheum. Can we not land anywhere? Apparently not.